Hi, my name is Salim and I'm the president of Excite Medical, the DRX9000 company. In this video, the beautiful Stephanie and myself will demonstrate how to use the DRX9000. Please always refer to your owner's manual and use this video as a basic guide.
First, turn on the machine by pressing the on side of the rocker switch in the bottom left-hand corner. Then, press and hold the system green on button for 3 seconds and release. If the machine doesn't light up, you probably have a power problem, so check the bottom drawer where the battery backup is located. We recommend that you change this battery backup at least once every 3 years. You can contact us at 813-210-1000 for a replacement. Once the machine is turned on, enter in a new patient by pressing New Patient. Enter in their name as you choose, last name, first name with initial, whatever works best for your practice. Once the name is entered, simply hit OK and tap into the next screen that you want to fill out. Under ID, you can put in whatever number you use in your office, or you can simply leave it blank. In the comment section, you can put in the size of harness they use. I also recommend putting in the lumbar level that you are treating, L4, L5, or what have you. In the patient loading, you can have the patient step on a scale or manually adjust it. We recommend starting off the patient between 40 and 70 pounds and working your way up. Then hit OK. And now you're ready to start the treatment from an operation standpoint. Click on Patient Treatment, choose your patient, click Next, and then if all looks well, you click Next, and now you're ready to run. Harnessing the patient. Have the patient put their hand on your shoulder for balance and have them step into the pelvic harness. Asking the patient to point to their hip bone is a quick way of identifying their iliac crest. Line up the top strap of the front harness with the ASIS. The back part of the pelvic harness is going to go in the low back and it's going to sit slightly higher than the front part. When clipping them together, you don't have to tighten too much, as you will retighten when the patient is on the machine. When scheduling the patient for treatment, be sure to let them know to dress comfortably, and prior to getting them onto the machine, have them use the restroom and empty their pockets. Make sure that the harness is properly lined up, as seen in this video. Be sure that your harnesses are not frayed or torn. They should be changed at least once every 10 years. Make sure that the ring between the patient's legs is lined up with the center of their calf. If one strap is longer than the other, adjust so that they're both even. This is so that when you're pulling on the patient, you're not pulling on one side of the harness more so than the other. When putting the upper body harness on the patient, ask the patient to hold the strap forward so that their hands are out of the way when you put the upper body harness around their waist. At all times, try to make sure that you're creating a V from the chin down. Now you are ready to tilt the bed down. Once the patient steps onto the machine, let them know not to lean back so that you can adjust the split in the table. You want to adjust the split so that when the patient lays back, the air bladder is going to be below the lordotic curve. Basically, the bottom patris is going to be at the top of their glutes. The split table feature is another thoughtful design that allows the bottom part of the patient become free floating during treatment so that you can get a really smooth pull. As you are tilting down, it is good to have the head pillow in your hand and the knee pillow nearby. I always like to put the head pillow and knee pillow in place as soon as possible for patient comfort. When putting the knee pillow in, be sure to lift up the ring as you're placing the knee pillow under so you're not digging for it later. Now you're ready to feed the strap of the upper body harness through the ratchet. If you do not have the ratchet and you have the older style clamp with teeth, contact us today and upgrade to the ratchet. The major issue with the clamps is slippage and frayage of the straps of the upper body harness. Once the strap is in for the upper body harness, you are ready to readjust the upper and pelvic harnesses. Start by opening up the upper body harness and tighten up the pelvic harness. If you have trouble reaching because you're vertically challenged, get yourself a step stool and make your life a whole lot easier. You want to pull up on the straps evenly, left and right at the same time, so that the harness does not shift. The ends of the upper body harness have bars inside them for you to grab with. When tightening the upper body harness, do your best to create a V-like shape coming down from the patient's chin. Pull down as seen in the video in such a manner to be able to create that V shape. Next, inflate the air bladder. Maintaining the patient's lordotic curve, or natural curvature of the spine, allows us to target a specific disc level and achieve optimal results. Next, pull out the decompression belt from the tower and connect it to the ring attached to the pelvic harness. Be sure to give the patient a safety switch. I like to place it in the upper body harness and placing their hand over it, letting them know where it's at. Choose the lumbar level you're going to treat from the middle drawer. If you're treating L5-S1, press L5. If you're treating L4-L5, press L4, so forth and so on. If you have a patient with multiple herniations, that's where your physical exam is most important, and you're going to treat the one that is causing the worst symptoms. You're finally ready to run the treatment. So from the treatment computer, simply press Patient Treatment, choose your patient, press Next, and if all the parameters look good, press Next and then hit Run. At the 2.5 minute mark, you're going to be pressing the unlock button from your remote. The reason we keep it locked the first 2 minutes is to take the slack out of the line. And then after you unlock it, you'll notice that the bottom part of the bed is going to begin separating. Built into the DRX is a multimedia player that you can use for educational and informative purposes, or simply just to put on relaxing music for the patient to listen to while they're on it for the next 25 minutes. At the end of the treatment, first detach the upper body harness from the ratchet. With your left hand, use your pointer finger to press in and up on the button on the ratchet and your thumb to push the lever in. With your left hand, you're going to pull the harness out. Remove the knee bolster and guide the patient's feet onto the foot pedestals. When tilting the patient up, tilt them up about halfway and pause for 15 to 30 seconds or even more to allow for the patient's blood flow. This is most important for the elderly population, but personally I do it with everybody. Once a patient steps off the machine, prior to taking off the harnesses, I would have them walk a small distance just to help get the muscles re-engaged. We highly recommend providing every patient with a high quality back brace. The back brace that we make is one that has a gel pack that goes inside. This can be heated in a microwave or it can be frozen. Anytime a clinic starts to utilize our back braces and places their first order, we provide an extra 10 free gel packs and recommend that they keep them in their freezer at the office so that every time a patient's going home, they can get a fresh ice pack.
If you have a DME license, you'll be glad to hear that our back brace is Medicare compliant and we do have a PDAC letter for it.
After the treatment, prior to the patient going home, be sure to provide e-stim and ice therapy for the patient. To get a back brace, simply go to DRX9000.com and contact us. Thank you so much for spending the last 15 minutes watching this video. If you have any questions of any kind, please don't hesitate to contact us. Just dial the number that appears on your screen or go to DRX9000.com.